Hey there, my name is Foggy Broom. This is day 2 of my attempt to do a solo playthrough every single day of 2022. This is continuing along with the Buttonshy series of games. This is ROVE. Now, ROVE is a game involving moving some tiles around so that you can complete missions. You have to complete 7 missions and then you win. And that's pretty much all there is to it. The modules that you are attempting to move around each have different movement characteristics, some of which this one has to jump. If you want to move it, we'll jump 1 space. This will move exactly 1 space, I believe. Let me just check, make sure. Yeah, move exactly 1 space. This can move any number of spaces in any direction. This only moves orthogonally. This only moves diagonally. And this, when it moves, will push anything in its way. So if it moves, that moves like that. Now, the way that the game is played is that you initially take all of the modules and you do them star side up. That means that their ability can still be used. And we're going to go ahead and give these a quick shuffle. This is my first attempt attempting with this particular layout, with my face down in the corner there, with the camera over here. So we'll see how well this works. Fortunately, the first few games that I'm doing don't have much in the way of table space or footprint. They're all pretty mild and pretty easy to work with. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, the next thing. Okay, so it has each of these missions has 2 sides. It has the mission side. It has a movement side. If the configuration of cards on here, for example, like this one, is correct, is valid. In other words, what is this one called? The radio beacon or whatever it is directly north of this and directly left of that. It doesn't really matter what's in these spots as long as there's something in that spot. You can claim this for 4 points. The way that movement is tracked on these cards, let's say you played it for 5. There's a 5 counter at the top here, and you'll turn it. This means that I have 5 removes remaining. Now 4, 3, 2, 1, card is retired. If you complete a mission and you still have, like let's say you're on 4, you lose those extra turns no matter what. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make sure I'm doing this correctly. Tried playing this a few times. Again, I enjoy it. Nothing too crazy. We're going to play normal difficulty, so that means we're going to start with a hand of 5. So let's give these a shuffle. Probably going to start wearing a hat for these videos because I'm looking at my forehead. You know, it's one of those, you're balding. You're going to go bald. You're going to be completely bald within a matter of a few years. Just go ahead and accept it. Just accept who you are. Accept your head the way that your head is. Instead, I'm probably going to get a hat. C'est la vie. All right, so we're going to take 5 cards. That's our starting hand. Ooh, that's a 1. All right, and then we're going to play our first mission. And when you play your first mission, you play it over here so that there's plenty of space for you to grow. As you play missions, as you complete missions, you'll add them onto the end here so that you get a nice little view. Like it gives it a nice little sort of kinetic trait. All right, so we are attempting to make it so that the bridge here is... each of these missions has 1 module that has to be in a specific space in relationship to the other modules. So this one is the one that's a focus here. And it really needs to be like in a different place. Definitely in a different place. It's not good where it is. So let me think about how to do this. First of all, let's just quickly go through and see if there are any that I can use for their full value. And that is that one. And that's it. Now, this one I might be able to use for... where is it? This one I might be able to use for full value if I get something over here. Question is, do I want anything over here? So that's kind of hard to say. All right, so let's make sure that I'm doing this correctly. Now, technically speaking, one thing I can do is I can get this all the way over here. This, the coil here, the spiral, it has to jump at least 1 piece. So it could jump all the way down here, could jump over here, could move in any direction. It just simply has to pass over 1 other piece. You're not beholden to the 2x3 grid, obviously. You're not even beholden, I think, to the 3x4 grid. And each of these modules has a special ability that can be used exactly once. So for example, I can use this to draw a movement card. I can use this to activate an adjacent module's ability. I can swap any two modules. I hate to say it, I might actually end up swapping two modules because I think that is going to be the quickest way for me to get her done, so to speak. Ugh, I hate that. And the modules have to remain adjacent somehow. So this is the only one we can use for full value. So we're going to go ahead and play this movement card. We're at 3. If I do this, if I swap the two modules, I'll swap these two. I can then use this to move both of these down 1. And that's where that will stay. Why do I feel like I'm still missing a... Because this can't be here. That's why. This has to come up at least. There has to be something up here. If this ends up here, there has to be something up here. So I don't know if that's really the best thing for me to do. Could move this down and then do the replacement. What would that get me? That would get me squat, I think. There has to be a whole, like, thing over here. Ah, boy. I feel like there's a ton of stuff that I could do, none of which is particularly helpful. Is that going to work? That's not going to work either. Sorry, usually these hands don't take me this long. This is quite a long time to play for my first hand, the first mission. These games usually go much quicker than this, but I am kind of gobsmacked as to what to do. I feel like this is a very bad arrangement. I guess as my first move, I'm just going to simply do that. Swap any two modules. Which is not great that I'm using a module ability this early. And then move this down here. And now I need to get some piece up here. I could just use this ability and go move it one space. I feel like that might be... God, I hate doing this. So anyway, I've already moved one move. I forgot to note that. I'm not doing great here in terms of playing the game. So we've made one actual move. We're going to shift one module one space. We're going to shift this space. And then we'll go ahead and use our second move to do that. And does that give me... That gives me the arrangement. So that will use up my card. I'll move that to discard. This will now go here. Once you complete a mission, you can draw your hand back up to 5. And as you run through the deck, you will just simply reshuffle in the discards. Let's see. In terms of... That was not a good set of moves by any stretch of the imagination. And none of these are going to give me full value. So I've got 2 or 3 here for each one of these. So yay. So for this, I need to get these cleared out. And there has to be a piece here, here, and here. And I think what I want to do is I want to play the 2. So I can try to get something going here. I'm going to do this one that moves both of these this way. That uses up one move. I'm going to use this to now go 2. And that uses up that. Do any of these kick in? I don't think so. I'm not really paying much attention to the pieces that I have, but let me just think about this for a moment. Let's see. That I can get over to here with 2 moves. This is 1, this is 2. And I think that's what I have to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I really wish that there was a better way for me to do this. I don't think there is, unfortunately. And that means I'm going to lose one of these cards, unless I can. No, because even if I'm just going to go ahead and use this for 3. And let's see, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. That uses up that, and then we're kicking this 2. 2. And we really just needed to make that 1 move. I'm going to move that up a little bit. I'll bring this down a little bit too. I think people need to be able to see the things. And that's discarded. Even if you have anything left over, it gets discarded, which blows, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and activate a new mission, plus we get to recharge our hand up to 5. We've now used up the entire deck, which means that we'll be shuffling into the discards in just a moment. We're going to have, let's see, any of these actually apply, and the answer is no. So let's see, for our new mission, we have to have this in the center, 3 below it, and then 2 sort of above it. Let me think if there's a way that we can do this that does not require a whole lot of movements, and I don't think that there is. So one thing I could do is I could activate this thing's power to go into any one position, which might be a good way for me to go. The problem is that this piece right here, this one's going to be difficult to do because a lot of these, for any of the things that move diagonally, they're staying basically on either the white squares or black squares. If you think of the whole thing like a chessboard, then this is a white, 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 and this is black, 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 black. And you can't just simply take one of these and move it to where you need it to go. Which is a little frustrating. So I think what I need to do is potentially, hear me out here, move this up 1, move this over 1, and so that way this will then be, yeah. So if I do, that's 1 move, 2, 3, 4, the biggest problem is going to be getting this piece up here. So the modules still have to remain connected no matter what. So yeah, I can't really move this over here because then I suddenly have like 4 separate pieces. So I might have to move this one first. Which would negate the whole point of me trying to move this into a position where I can adjust that by 1. This can jump here, but I don't think that does me much good. Plus, this would leave this stranded. Essentially, I got a whole lot of pieces that are very disjointed from one another. I haven't even decided what I'm going to move yet. I'm just trying to figure out what I can move, what I can do to make this happen. Now, what I could do, that's possible. That's 3 with a, yeah, okay, there we go. So this is going to be 3 with a module power. So we'll just go ahead and use this one because this one's not going to be this one's not going to be applicable for the higher value. So 3, and we're going to go ahead and go 1. How was I doing this? Yeah, that's right. 1, 2. Place coil in any valid location. Move that down there. And then 3, that uses up my movement card exactly, so I don't have to worry about discarding an extra one. And now I've met my mission. So now we're done with the cards. We're not going to do 3 games on this, by the way, like I did with the first round of games. I'm just going to do 1 game, and we're going to see how it goes. And if I win, I win. We're already at 16 minutes. By this point, I think I'd already played 2 games of Food Chain Island. So we have a new mission. We have a new movement card. And then these will all go up here. Now our goal is to make it so that this is sort of like the boost is like at the head of sort of little position like that. So there's not much in the way that I should be able to have to do. Yeah, in fact, I can do it with 2. Let me take a look at the ones that I have. Neither of these will kick in for better values. So I think what I'm going to do, I could go for 3. And is there a way that I can get one of these to be more powerful? No, I can't. So 2. We're going to activate this for 2. We've gotten very little use out of the boosters so far. It's rather embarrassing. I'm so sorry. So let's see. 2. We're going to move this one here. That's 1 movement. We're going to move this one for a 2nd movement. That uses up the movement card. We're going to activate the ability here, place any module adjacent to the brain, and that will move that there. And that completes our mission. So now we start our 5th mission. We have to complete 7 of these. You could actually keep going if you wanted to after the 7, but it becomes really difficult. You're definitely dealing with a lot fewer resources. Because the movement cards are also the mission cards, by the time you get 8 mission cards up there, you do not have much to work with. So what do we have? We still have 2 modules left. We have activate adjacent modules ability, and we have draw 1 movement card. Our new mission is to get this into this configuration, which is not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. But I think the first move is simply to get this over here. Yeah, that's going to be 2 movements. That's going to be 3 movements. So wait. 1, 2, 3. Now we need some way for this to activate. That's going to be the biggest problem, is trying to get this up here. We could move this up here. Let's see. 1, 2. One. I don't like that. One, 2. One, activate. One, 2, then use this ability to put that there. Okay, so that's 3. That's 3 movements, at the end of which I will have this configuration. So I actually want to keep that one. I'm going to use this one. Configuration 3. 3 moves. Okay, so 1, I goofed. No, I can still do it. 2. Yeah, I goofed. I did something wrong here. I'm not sure what. Let's put this back at 2. Let's put this here. There we go. 1. Now we can activate the place coil in any valid location. And then move this up 1, and we've completed the mission with exactly 3 moves, so that gets retired. And now we can play a 6th mission. We're almost there. And then we also, again, shuffle this up. 22 minutes. This is a long time to be playing this one game. So we'll get another mission here. And then that'll be most likely our last mission there. So this one requires that the transmitter, whatever the hell that is, actually be down in this corner. So that's going to be fun to try to do. We are, however, able to cash this in for 5 movements. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's probably the most important thing that we can do. Let's see. So if I'm looking at this, I could move this down here to start. And then it's a matter of getting this to be somewhere else. Yeah, in fact, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll do it. So no additional cards required. We can move that down 1. This can move any number of spaces, so we will move here. We will then move 1 and then 2, and we've completed the mission. And that's not too bad. That was, I forgot to do the counters. I should have counted that out as 3, then 2, 1. That uses up the movement card, though. Even though I had 1 move left over, I have to sacrifice it as we go on to our next mission. And we have 4 cards, so we get to draw 1 more movement card, which is that one. Are any of these applicable? None of these are applicable. None of these are in a good situation. What we need to do is have the gear down at the bottom here, and then 2 more here. So this has to move here. So that's actually pretty easy to do. We have a bunch of movement too. Like we've won. We've pretty much won. We just need to do it. So let's just go ahead and cash this in for 3 as I figure out how to do it specifically. So 1, let's see. What has to be at the bottom? It's the gear, right? 2, 3. Now uses up that card. So we don't have anything here. I think, oh, we can use this for 3. We can get this for 3 now. And then this will move down 1. This will move over 1. This will move like that. And we have completed our last mission. So that is a success. Hurrah, I've won. And that was it. This is actually taking a little bit longer than I was hoping for. I think because I was definitely having some brain farts there in the beginning. And still having brain farts now. I don't think I ever actually got over the whole thing. But this is a nice, simple little game. It's a very quick little, not that quick, but it's a quick little game. It doesn't require a whole lot of thought. I mean, it required some thought. I got through that with using up almost every single module. The only one I didn't use was the draw an extra movement card. I love the art in this game. This game is a very beautiful game. I love the way that it looks. I love the way that the landscape just works like that. Like you just can keep making this little story about what's going on. The names of the cards are all, evocative. So you got drill, transmit, climb, boost. Then you got recharge. It's a really nice design for a game. I enjoy it. I think it's really pretty. It's not an overly deep game, and that is my only criticism of it. There's not a lot of variety. The game that I just played is indistinguishable from any other game that I've played. I'm not going to go back and be like, oh, I can't wait to do that again. Unlike Spiralopolis, which I feel like is the gold standard of solitaire from Buttonshy games, that to me is like their best, easily by far. And as is always the case, you cannot go wrong with the fact that this just packs up so easily. A little errata card that came with the thing, and boom, the game is now packed up and ready to go back into the pile of games that I'm going to try to play at some point again in my life. Anyway, that was ROVE, Results-Oriented Versatile Explorer. Thank you for joining me on day 2, and I will see you again. If you have any comments about the way that I played, please leave them in the comments for this video. If I made any mistakes, if I made any errors, I probably did something with the movement where I left one part stranded or something like that that I wasn't supposed to do. But if you see anything, please let me know. And thank you so much. Like, subscribe, click the bell, do all that YouTube stuff. You know what to do better than I do, better than I can explain it. Ciao, everybody.